Naarm, Naarm Dien, Waterang Actanuk, Mockbury Waterang Bagaruk, Monometh Mirabea, Nailinga Waterang Bake, Karingarapo, Bunjo the Ego, Wa the Crow, Kimbani Ba Dien Gilson. Welcome to Waterang Country.
Live from Waterang Country, welcome to Lance TV. Coming to you from the palatial New Camp Street Studios in Ballarat, get ready to laugh, think, love and sparkle. And now, it's time to turn that camp dial all the way up to fabulous. Here's your host, the multi-award-winning Lance-tastic, Lance DePoyle.
It's me, Lance DePoyle. You're watching Lance TV, coming to you live from Waterang Country here in Ballarat, the resting place of Bunjo the Eagle. Well, we have a wonderful show, as always, for you. We hope that you've charged your chair and you're sitting on your drink or vice versa. Come on, you can tell that it's just me tonight, me and you, but it's also Pride Eve. Yes, it's Pride Month Eve. So we've got the set, we've got the colours. We can see Breezy just poking their head around the corner. We could say that Breezy's on E, I suppose, in a long roundabout way, but maybe we won't. Let's sit down. How wonderful. Wow, look at you looking at me, looking at you. What a week it's been. I was enjoying so much of the Gina Reinhardt. It was the Gina Reinhardt image that just kept giving and giving and giving, and was only knocked off by one thing today, and that thing was Donald Trump, if you will, Sophie. There's a picture of Donald with one of his good friends behind him, and by way of a police officer. What can we say? Look, we'll leave that image up, Soph, if you will. Just for those of you who might think, Trump's a good guy. I'm looking at a list of stuff here. Look, early April this year, he announced that he'd declare November 5th to be Christian Visibility Day after a baseless complaint about Transgender Day of Visibility coinciding with Easter this year. He also endorsed the North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson for governor, despite his anti-LGBTIQ disinformation and rhetoric. February this year, Trump used vulgar slang to refer to LGBTIQ legal icon Roberta Kaplan, who represented Jean Carroll against Trump. He is really quite a horrible human being. I know that we don't. Thanks, Soph. I know that we don't need to go on and on and on about it, but at some point we know people in our own worlds who just go, Trump's all right, Trump's great. Is he? I'm kind of happy that he's been done for 34 charges of a bit of dodgy money, but. Is it enough to put him in jail? I don't know, and I don't think we'll know until July, mid-July I think it is. So he's free to walk around and do what he wants to do. In the meantime, I think he's going back to the campaign for November 5, so it will be interesting to see what sort of justice will be served in the States for somebody who has been found guilty of a crime, and whether his stature will allow him to, find a back door out and not have to go to jail. But anyway, I digress. It is, as I said, it's Pride Month Eve, and what a better way except to have our very first wonderful guest, our first guest for the night, the only guest for the night, but to have this wonderful human being on the show with us on Pride Eve, and that person is the wonderful Avis Loren. Darling, are you there?
I sure am. Hello, Lance. Hello, viewers. It's lovely to be with you this evening. Happy Friday. Happy Pride Eve. Oh, it's wonderful.
It is. And look at you. You look stunning, darling.
Oh, thank you very much. I thought I'd dress up for the occasion.
Oh, very nice. Who are you wearing? No.
I'm I'm wearing myself. So, I
Fantastic.
thought I'd bring on this is my birthday suit, I came out like this, looking this fabulous. So, no, I made this a long time ago, actually. I thought I'd bring it out of the archives and just have a nice little, it's a lovely shoulder moment, a lot of pattern going on, and then a lovely, alien style wig because I'm from the planet Glamtron 5000. Yes. Closely related to Alaska, actually. We're twin planets, yeah.
Hilarious. Darling, we know you best as the first Australian winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. We're going to talk more about that later in the show. But do you have your crown and sceptre nearby by any chance?
Oh, I kind of do. I can get my assistant to go grab it if you like.
What about we've got a small segment. It's a pre-record. So how about during that, and we might get the crown and sceptre while we're on Facebook or during the ad break.
Yeah, let's do it then.
If you are watching the show on Facebook, you can just send us a message if you'd like to get a message through to Isis, and I'll gladly ask that on your behalf. And if you're watching us on Channel 31 and would like to send a message to Isis, you can do so by finding us on Facebook at Lance TV Ballarat. That's where it's all coming from tonight. Darling, we are going to have more of you very soon, but right now we have a little pre-recorded segment called Lance TV's Artist Corner. It's made by our very own Dr. Sophie, and it's another wonderful zine moment, and we will see you right after this.
And then what we're doing today, this is the Small Zine Volcano Free Zine Swamp. So at various kind of galleries, gigs, zine fairs, we'll fill the space with as many of these zines as can fit, and anyone can come along and pick up as many free zines as they would like. I think the swamp like this is just beautiful. Like visually, it's just beautiful. You can get in there, it's so tactile. So all these zines here today came on the train. So it is 2 suitcases on wheels, which I can pull behind me, big backpack on my back, and a small backpack on the front. And then hopefully people pick up quite a few, so there's less to take back. I mean, it's got to be several thousand zines out there today, and you can fit them in just those bags. There is limitations. I've done a few of these at gigs where bands have played, and we've put this in front of the band and everyone has just kind of piled on it, and it's a bit too intense. The zines get too damaged when that's happening. But it was an interesting experiment. Whereas this time, people walk gently over them, and that's all right. But I like it when they're all mixed up like that, and you just kind of got to dig through, see which ones catch your eye. There was someone here a few minutes ago, and yeah, really drawn to one particular zine. There was only one copy of it in the whole swamp.
When I first came in, this grey hair is cool, embrace it, attached itself to me straight away, because at the moment I'm in the middle of doing that, embracing my grey hair. I'm really going to love it and being more of me, so that's why.
Zines come from all over the place. So the ones we've got today is a lot from Melbourne, lots of copies of Rot Zine from Toowoomba in Queensland. We've got lots of copies of this zine. This is a zine called Friday Night in West Ealing, which is from London in the UK. So that's issue number 273 unfolding at the minute. We've been stocking Friday Night in West Ealing since it started. So must have started nearly 10 years ago. Small Zine Volcano is a free zine distro, so we only distribute free zines. So the way it works is people log onto the website, they spend as much as they would like to spend on postage, So they might choose a $5 package, they might choose a $10 package, and then we send them as many free zines as we can to that postage price anywhere in the world. So if you spend $10 and you're from Alice Springs, you'll get a box with like 100 zines in it, which will arrive in the post a week later. So a lot of the zines we stock are weekly zines. They come out every week, and then we distribute them through Small Zine Volcano, but then I mail out a whole stack to various galleries, bookshops, record shops, zine spaces. I work at Sticky Institute as well, so if there's any free zines flowing through there, I'll get in contact with the makers, ask them if they'll give me some copies. So this year we'll get Festival of the Photocopier Zine Fair, we'll do a huge one on the stage there. We're going up to the Mildura Zine Fair, going up to Other Worlds Zine Fair in Sydney in a few weeks, going up to Brisbane for the first Paper Bark Zine Fair, went to Byron Bay for the first Byron Bay Zine Fair last year, go down to Hobart for the Small Press Zine Fair. So if there's any free zines in any of those places, I'll ask the people if they want to be distributed by Small Zine Volcano. Well, one of the things I like about so many zines is that people who don't know much about zines, they kind of think that people don't make zines anymore. So then to see suddenly thousands and thousands of zines all together, it's like there are all these zines out there, and this is just kind of, you know, a drop in the ocean. It's just a really big statement that, you know, zines are strong. There's lots of zines out there, and, you know, you've got to dig through it, but you'll find something that you're interested in, and you can pursue it. You can pursue it from there once you've found a zine that you like. That was the one they were drawn to. They picked it up. Great. Hopefully they're reading it right now.
There you go. Wasn't that interesting?
Yes! Is zine short for magazine?
Yes, I believe so. They're kind of little, kind of folded A5 shape, so an A6 almost. They've had such a rise in. They're going off.
Ooh, I'll have to look out for them then.
I know.
Wow.
Hey, I tell you what, looking out for you in the thread, Scott Griffiths. So proud of you, my sis Isis. Love you, Honey Nichols.
Oh.
Honey Nichols, hello, darling.
Honey Nichols, hello, hi.
We love the Honey Nichols.
Yeah.
Barbara Villaney is in the thread. Mum and Nonna are watching. Love you, honey, Isis.
Oh, hi, Nonna, hi, Mum.
Ciao, ciao. Zia.
Ciao, come va?
Zia's auntie though, isn't it?
Correct, yes.
Look at me pretending I know Italian. No. Hey.
Biscotti, spaghetti.
Yeah, right. Fantastic.
It's wonderful they're watching.
It must be quite amazing, you know, to be kind of have your name as a household name globally. Is that something that your brain just goes, oh, wait a minute?
Yeah, it's something that one can't really fathom, I suppose. It's such a outlandish thing that people, in our daily lives, we meet people and we say hello and, we introduce ourselves and whatnot. And we understand that they know us and who I am and something, or you'll go to shows and they'll see you in person. But to have done a TV show where people across the world will message you being like, oh my God, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And you've never met them, you don't know who they are. But they know you is wonderful. It's wonderful to connect that way, to have the sense of community that crosses oceans and borders. It's something very special.
Amazing. So just to let you know, we are on Facebook, just on the Facebook at the moment, and we're just kind of treading water while we wait to head back to. Welcome back. You're watching Let's TV. I'm Lanster Boyle, and I'm here with the very wonderful, there you are, you're on that side, the very wonderful Avis Loren. How are you, darling?
Hello. I am so well this evening. It's a wonderful Friday night here in Naarm, and it's wonderful to be on the program with you, Lance.
Oh.
How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, look, I'm very excited. Now, just in the break, did you manage to get your crown and sceptre?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. It's coming into frame momentarily. Bear with.
Bear
We'll
with.
go with this.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
And
look at
of course,
that. Oh, how amazing.
It's quite beautiful. It is rather because the crown's quite big. It's sort of comparable to, well, almost twice the size of my own noggin. So it's hard to balance, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. Is that the saying? Anyway, the crown. But the scepter's quite fun to just wave around. I haven't hurt anyone with it yet, but I'm sure that it could be doubled as a weapon if it's a home invasion or something. Although I'm not sure if I just probably just scream really. But hopefully no home invasions. We don't need that. Knock on wood. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's quite fun though. But the crown's gorgeous. It also doubles as a necklace if your head's small enough,
Yeah,
or
right.
like a Lady Gaga
Something like
mask.
that.
It's great, rah rah So yeah, it's quite
Amazing.
wonderful. Quite wonderful.
Thank you for
I
sharing
haven't been able
those.
to anytime. I haven't been able to lord my scepter around many places yet, but maybe someday soon. We'll see.
Maybe tomorrow. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride, happy Pride, happy Pride.
Hilarious. Now, darling, as part of the show, we often ask our guests where they were born, but in this instance, Avis Loren, I'd like to ask you, when were you created?
Oh gosh, I was created formally upon the Naarm Melbourne scene in 2013. 2013, so what, 11 years ago, almost 11 years ago now. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. So I'm only almost 11 years old. I've just gone to the double digits, and I'm really excited to get to the teen years. Adolescence, here we come.
Growing up and out, darling, as we speak. Now, Avis Loren is a very interesting performer's name. Who named you, darling?
I dubbed thyself Isis myself back just starting when I came onto the scene. Before that, I kind of dabbled here and there. I didn't know what I was or who I was or what I sort of was going for as a drag performer. But I landed on Isis when I first did my first competition in 2013 at the Old Exchange, which then turned into DNM and then back to Exchange and then closed down, and now I think is the Osborne, which is the Osborne. So that was where I got my start, back at the Exchange. A lot of older viewers may remember that. The younger ones would have no idea what I'm talking about.
Three faces. I go back to the old Pokies days. That's how old I am.
Pokies!
Yeah, right. Now
I did a small show of like a rejuvenation of Pokies at Circuit a few years ago with Lexi. It was great.
Amazing. Lexi Gaga.
Lexi and Gaga.
Heaven. Yeah, like the shows. I mean, I lament, but the Pokies shows were outstanding. They
really were. I'm fortunate enough to know Terry Tinsel, not well, but I've met her a few times, and it's wonderful to hear her stories of those times. Les Girls and Pokies is just fascinating.
Absolutely. And I actually remember Terry Tinsel used to perform probably in the early days at a place in North Melbourne called Trish's. So, and again, I don't know Terry that well, but our paths seem to keep crossing. That could be her luck or my luck. I don't know. Darling, with your name though, Avis Loren, did I, when we were putting this interview together the other day, did I hear correctly that is the shortened version of your actual whole name?
Yes. To begin with, I was just Isis, and then the Facebook lockdown of like fake names came around, and sort of at the same time the acronym of the terrorist movement was in popular use. So I thought to develop. So my middle name is my two grandmothers' names sort of put together, Angela and Mavis. Angela, if you're watching, hello, ciao. And then Loren is after Sophia Loren, the famous Italian and Hollywood movie star of the 50s, 60s, and she's still going. She made a movie a few years ago. So yeah, but otherwise, my full name I've got it written down on my phone here. My full proper name is Isis Avis Stephanie with an I, Barbara Anastasia Adele Scarlett Sophia Raffaella Diana Regina Linda Loren Couture.
Please tell me it's Linda after Linda Evangelista.
I'm pretty sure it is. I've forgotten since the last time I looked or when I put it down. But I think, as Linda Evangelista, she's sort of Italian-esque. So, the beauty of the face, all that sort of stuff.
Was there an Isabella in there too? So was there an Isabella after Rossellini? No.
No, I don't have an Isabella in there, no. I have a Sophia, I have a Raffaella, I have a Regina, which is basically just queen in Italian. So
yeah.
many names. Too many to really care for, really, I suppose. But that's my big, long pageant name whenever I do a big, continental style pageant. We'll see. Maybe one day.
Hilarious. You've had other names though. Before landing on Isis, you tried out a few other names. What were a few of the other names you tried out?
I had two before I landed on Isis, and the first one that I sort of workshopped was Heidi de Salami. I'm sure you can innuendo connect the dots there. And the other one was Jackie Moff. However, when I came into the scene, there was already Jackie Me Off, so I thought, oh no, I better not do that. And as an artist, drag artist, I wasn't particularly wanting to be pigeonholed as a comedy queen. So I sort of thought, I'll be like Madonna or Cher or Gaga and just have Isis. But then I added more, so, it's fine. A triple barrel name, I think, is really good. It sort of adds, good triplicate to it. Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, darling, you found your name. You've put your face on. What was your first show? Do you remember?
Ooh. Well, my first show in Naarm was at the Exchange, and that was for Destiny's Drag Race. And I did My Heart Will Go On, the remix version, as my first number because I think it was Impersonations Week. So I did Celine Dion, of course, And then we did multiple other ones. But one of my other ones that I was that I'm really proud of is that I think like 3 or 4 weeks into the competition, my drag mum and my drag dad, Passion Couture and Amelia Mole, formed a group with me. And we did a big girl group triple show, trio, that's it, at one of the bars along Commercial Road there. And I can't remember how it goes exactly, but I'm pretty sure I said I did Sand Castles. Yeah, that's the one. It's been a while. It's 11 years ago. So I mean, the brain, the memory isn't so fresh. You've got to really grind those gears in there. So those were the first ones I sort of did as a group and as solo. So it's very telling of my growing up, my drag adolescence.
I formulated another question that we haven't spoken about. I'm a little bit curious as to what was your inspiration to lean into drag as a form of entertainment in the first place?
I'm going to confess, Drag Race was the catalyst to get me to do drag. I was watching season 4 at the time and I was like, oh my goodness, I have all of these wonderful skills. I can do makeup. I make incredible garments. I have a lot of fabulosity. I did, drama in high school. I loved lip syncing and going crazy in the car to songs. So I have performance background, etc. And I hadn't dabbled in hair yet, but I'm like, I could do that. That'd be great. And I just all of my skills sort of just was like, I could funnel all of my skills together and create something magical, special, and just be fabulous as us queer people are, and be really have the biggest and purest expression of my creativity, and I think I could do that through me. So here I am.
Amazing. Thank you for that, darling. We need to go for a short break, but when we come back, we're going to talk some more about those kind of formative days of you, getting your chops and betting your mug. But we need to go for the short break, and we will be back right after this. Moo. We're on Facebook.
Moo cow. I'm going to try and get on there to see what's going on with the peoples. Hold on.
Yeah, do it. If you've got something that you'd like to ask Isis, pop it in the thread. Let us know that you're watching. There's lots of hearts and thumbs up and all sorts of wonderful things happening. What have you got?
Oh, wonderful. In my hand?
Yeah. What's wonderful?
Oh, we've got Cat Orchard. Love you, Isis. If anyone was going to take the crown from Gab, I'm glad it was you. Well, Gabriella is one of the Ballarat, the queens of Ballarat. And I've worked in Ballarat a few times, so it's at a piano bar. So it's wonderful to have known her beforehand when we went on the show, and we had a great time on there. I'm just glad it came to Victoria, to be honest. We are the best of Australia.
Oh, you said it so humbly, darling. No.
Yeah, right. Well, Sydney for a long time was doing really well. Perth has a really good and awesome scene. Brisbane is just hot, so it's a bit hard for them to do anything.
Keep their makeup on their face without it sliding off.
And just the lethargy that you get from being too hot too many times, or too often. And Tasmania, yeah. And Adelaide, well, meth capital of Australia.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, there's so many wonderful queens right across Australia and in regional areas. And I think,
yes.
I don't know the layout of New Zealand, but at least for Australia, I think Gab was one of the first from a regional area to get a foot in the door with RuPaul's Drag Race, wasn't she?
I think she was, yes. I think we had a couple of Newcastle girls. I think we had who was it in the front in the first season?
Who was the one who always had trouble with their outfits? No. Nobody liked her. It was like. Welcome back, Channel 31. You're watching Let's TV. I'm Lance de Boyle, and I'm here with the very lovely Avis Loren.
Hello, welcome back, viewers.
Oh, look at you. Maybe you could just take over the show and I'll go home. No.
All right, it's my turn. Hello, how are you? Hi, it's me, Icy. It's now ICTV. No, it couldn't be.
That's it. It'd work. It'd really impinge on your Friday nights doing shows, though, so,
No, Lance TV is a Australian institution. We could not do without you on our TV screens, Lance. I wouldn't in a day, in a lifetime, take this away from you. You're too good. You're too good.
Thank you so much, darling. You're a very, very kind and generous human being. Thank you. I'm grateful. Now, darling,
you're welcome. I learned it from my mum, so you can thank her.
Thanks, Mum. Bene grazie, Mama. Hey? Now, darling, 2014, found yourself at the Greyhound Hotel involved in a little event called Dragnet. Tell us about Dragnet.
Yes. Well, Dragnet was sort of the answer to Destiny's Drag Race because that closed down and everything stopped. So the Greyhound wanted to have a wonderful competition that that had all of the Melbourne girls compete, and it was the first season, first year, the inaugural year. Yes, that's it. That's the word. And I was a wild card. So they had, I think, about 4 rounds before I came in, and I was the surprise contestant for that round, and I won that round, and then won the finale round, and so I was crowned Miss Dragnet 2014. So I was the first one, which is just an honour. And we had many girls. I think we had 3 more seasons, and then an All Stars of that until that sort of finished. But it was very wonderful. It got me to sort of my preliminary competition to then go into Queen of the Galaxy, which was held in Darwin at Throb nightclub. And while I didn't win that, I came second alternate, which was very exciting, which was very good. I still had a lot of fun. It was really wonderful to travel with drag and had such a young age, a young formative year of drag. Year 2. Oh, it was a dream come true by that stage. Jet setting already.
From there, we're going to space jump to 2015, back at the Greyhound Hotel, and lo and behold, it's a Lady Gaga show.
So Lady Gaga has been my Lord and Saviour for many a year since she, started. Well, I mean, not since she started. I wasn't big on her when she started because I thought she was just, another blonde bimbo on the scene. But no, she was very, brainy, and she sucked me in with the second album, Monster. Yeah, no. Oh my God, I'm such a bad Lady Gaga fan. What's it called? The Fame Monster, that's the one. Yeah, anyway, don't mind me having a brain aneurysm. Oh, did you check her ball out, chromatica ball? I'm on a tangent. Anyway, so yeah, in 2015, I had a wonderful 20-minute show at the Greyhound where I was able to be Lady Gaga. And it was this whole, I sort of based it on the Monster Ball, and I was just living my best Gaga fantasy. They did a whole poster for me and everything of me looking like her, and they put my face on her body and everything. It just looked incredible, and I had such an amazing time. It's a real sort of core drag memory that I will go and revisit every now and again, and I'll be like, oh, that was me living my my purest fantasy, Lady Gaga fantasy, and I love it. And every now and again I get to do her again and impersonate my idol. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. Yeah, it was a great show. Oh, everyone raves about it still.
Was there a recording? Was there a recording anywhere?
There's a few recordings on YouTube. So if you search well enough, I think if you search, Greyhound Gaga Isis show, you'll find it. There's many different angles. The audio isn't great, the visual isn't great, but you'll get a sense. Maybe we should upscale it one day. Get some AI on there.
It's all the rage. Maybe you need to do an AI show. That'd be camp. You, in amongst everywhere else, you did a bit of a stint at Vaudeville at Bumper's Place. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, just a little stint, just 7 years. 6 years. I think 6 years. Once Greyhound closed at the end of 2016, I think it was. 2017 was the launch of March 2017 was the launch of Vaudeville Drag Cabaret. So I was there from the beginning. I was the original swing alternate there, and I was able to sort of grow there and really hone my drag skills there. We performed every Friday and Saturday night to audiences just thronging for drag. It was wonderful. And then I was there up until October of last year when Drag Race started to sort of really explode.
Amazing. And that was going to be my next segue as well, 2023. So Did you put your application in early 23, or was that late 22, and then there's all this process that has to happen?
Yes. So around Halloween, I remember it fondly because Halloween's, really busy for us drag folk because we do lots of shows. And they were like, okay, by the end of October, we'd like your application in. And so all of the drag queens across Australia are scrambling to put their video together to then send it through by the end of October while we're already busy doing, Halloween shows. So at the end of October, we had that in, and then you wait for about 2 or 3 months for them to give you the green light and the thumbs up, and then it's sort of all systems go by that time. So you don't get that much time to sort of prepare for it. But look, we got on, we had fun, we did well. Yeah.
Don't give too much away because we'll talk about it more in the next part. But yeah, so it was kind of a Halloween of one year, and then March you were in doing the taping. So it was like a 4 or 5 month turnaround. Yeah,
it's a very quick turnaround, especially especially when they actually give you the green light and the list. It's a nightmare, but you just go for it.
Yeah, right. Amazing. Darling, we need to go for a short break. When we come back, we are going to talk all things RuPaul's Drag Race with the one, the only winner of Season 3 RuPaul's Drag Race, the lovely Avis Loren. We will be back right after this short break. And I like that piggy one the best. That's my favourite one. So Dr. Sophie has made those little stingers, and they're very Ballarat-centric.
I thought I sort of noticed like a town hall or something in there. Like, I think I remember. Is it near the station?
Yeah, it's not far from the nothing's far from the station in Ballarat. No. You were saying in the interview too, you were up in Darwin talking about trying to keep makeup on your face and it all sort of like sloughing off. Rosie Cross is in the thread and she agrees. So true about Brisbane. It's just hot.
Yes, it's like I've always wondered why the girls up in Brisbane don't wear much padding or any padding at all. And I was up there one year in drag and I'm like, oh, I get why you don't wear padding because it's bloomin' hot. I am boiling. I am a furnace wrapped in leather in foam. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I know now why. Yeah.
Absolutely. When Freddie Merkin went up to Darwin last year, because I lived in Darwin for a while, and I was messaging Freddie going, drink stacks of water, you're going to melt, you'll have fun, but it's going to be really hot. And sure enough, it was everything I'd said and more. No. How did you go with the weather up there?
Whenever I was in drag, I just stayed inside next to the air conditioner because I'm a pad most of the time, so it's just unbearable otherwise. And thankfully, my face doesn't sweat too much, so I'm very blessed there. And then the Botox takes care of the rest. So it's making sure you just pat it down whenever you need to sort of make sure your skin doesn't shift to your breasts or facsimile thereof.
Yeah. Rosie Cross said wave. So I don't know if that's a directive or whether Rosie Cross is waving. Kate Orchard's in the thread. Love you, Isis. If anyone was, yeah, right, you read this before, was going to take the crown from Gab, I'm glad it was you. So we've had that part of the conversation.
Me too, Rose.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
So you're watching Let's TV. I'm Lance de Boyle, and of course I'm here with the lovely Avis Loren. We are about to go into the conversation to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. From memory, when we spoke the other night, darling, you were saying that the actual taping of the series, which was not, was it eight or 10 parts? Was a really kind of concentrated and taping go. Talk to us about that.
Yes, yes. So over 3 weeks, we taped 8 episodes, and we had one day, and then 2 days off. So how many days in 3 weeks? Is that 21? Yes, 21. Do math right? Yeah. Anyway, not a math. We had 2 days in 21 days, I believe. So we taped 15 days. That sounds about right. Yeah. It's intense. It's an extremely intense process. You're at the studio or you're in the hotel room sleeping, basically. If not, you're on ice, which is on hard ice, I should say. I should be very specific, on hard ice, because they don't want you to say anything. So it's a very strange environment. And because you have no contact with the outside world, it's a very focused and intense world that you're sort of in for 3 weeks. But in other ways, they take care of every need you need to survive. So it was also sort of a blessing to be away from this old thing and the world, which can be insufferable at times. But Drag Race is the part where we get to away from that.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's that thing too, they don't want kind of, background photos being sent out and blowing the cover, and that could be a breach of contract as well.
Yes. Drag queens, at the best of times. So, the episode would basically be airing the night the girls got back to the hotel room, because they'd just be gossiping to all their friends and everyone would know what it is, and there'd be reenactments or whatever until the season came out. So it's best if everything's kept under quiet. Yeah.
Amazing. So it was shot in March, April, and then it aired in September, October, was it?
And then we were announced in end of July, I think, end of August. I'm forgetting now. And then September, October, we oh god, the timeline's getting away from me now. But yeah, about around that time. Oh, it would have been August, September, I think, actually. Yeah, I think September is when I won. September 16th. I have to check my calendar, but yeah. So it's a pretty quick turnaround. They don't mess about. They edit it pretty quickly and then get it onto Stan and globally pretty quickly, because they like to show us off. Yeah. Whereas the American Girl.
Absolutely. And we've got this photo of you being crowned, I think.
That's me. Oh.
That's such a tiny little stage. Was that the stage, or was that just that moment?
So that was at is it Universal? I think it's Universal.
In Sydney?
Was it Universal? In Sydney, yes.
Yeah, right.
And that's in their main room upstairs. Yeah. So that was wonderful to be at. And we're on tour at that time, so that was crazy. Yeah, it was such a special evening. And watching the episode with so many wonderful friends and family who came up to Sydney, as well as almost the girls from Drag Race. Was it all of them? I think it was all from the season, and so many Sydney queens. It was just wonderful and Spanky, of course, was there. You saw her crowning me. It was just wonderful to share that experience in that moment with all of them and with everyone across Australia and the globe. It was it's a crazy dream come true, because really, growing up in Australia, as a young, you don't think that Drag Race has come here, and it did. And it's crazy to think that I used to say to Soren, "What? Oh my god!"
Little of me. How amazing. With
streamline a little on me.
Yeah. With what's the contractual obligations you've done? There was Work the World that you were part of last year.
Yes. So at the very end of this.
Oh yes, you're freezing a bit, darling. We're dropping frame rates again. Do you want to start over again?
I will. How are we going good for frame rates there?
Famous last words. We were right until that moment. So Work the World was a moment, and was it last year you went to DragCon in LA in 2024? Oh, we're so close. No. So there was DragCon in LA. What was that like?
Are we back?
We are. DragCon in LA, darling? Okay. Darling, what we're going to do is... Okay. So, darling, what we're going to do is start going to give you this little bag called from Tiny Pride. That's a local organisation, which is fantastic. We're going to give you, there's the Festival of Australian Queer Theatre coming up in August, so we're going to send you a volunteer's handbook just in case you're around and you want to come and see us. There is Pride Month in Ballarat all of next month. There is a program for you to go through and look at and see we invite you to come up to Ballarat and see all the old crew. And this photo of me is saying I was on Let's TV. And that'll be for you. Oh, it's upside down. There we go. And that's for you as well, darling, for being on the show.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a wonderful little gift. I love it. Paying that pride of place in the living room to the crown.
Amazing. Don't go anywhere though, darling. We have a little bit longer to go on the show, but we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have some more of the lovely Avis Loren. Mwah. Right after this. We hope you enjoyed our interview with the lovely Avis Loren. If you'd like to stay in contact with Isis, you can do so by heading over to her Instagram page, Avis Loren. Lance TV will be back right after this. There we go. I think it's us, darling. I think it's us dropping out. I'm noticing that the Facebook thread's going a bit weird from time to time. So I think it's us, not you. There we go. Maybe we'll just sort of like pretend that maybe we'll freeze when Isis freezes, so then Isis doesn't feel so bad. What I should do, and I don't know if I can do it from here, is take a photo of the monitor, because that'll be the only way that I'll get to have my photo with Isis at this point. There we go. Fantastic. And then I have to get myself back into Facebook. There we go. Fantastic. Oh. Wow, this is going to be a one-sided argument at the other end. No. We hope you're enjoying the show. We hope that you've enjoyed the interview with the lovely Isis. We're so very, very thrilled to have her on the show tonight. I think Dr. Sophie's in the background doing a bit of technical first aid, maybe. Soph's going like this. We'll just see what we do. But yes, very exciting. You've got to love live TV. That's all I've got to say. In the scheme of things, how are we going there, Soph? Fantastic. Maybe I should come and have a look. Would it make any difference if I looked at it? None whatsoever. And to Cheryl, if you're watching us at the moment too, big love, darling, big love to you and yours. We do miss you in the studio. But yeah, hope it's all going well and everything's good for you. I guess we're going to be heading back to the world of television soon. Oh, you're back?
I'm back. Apologies for that.
Yeah, that's all right.
Technology, don't we love it?
I know, designed to make our lives easier, darling. I know, right? Fantastic. Welcome back to Lance TV. It's time for All Over the Shop. Today it starts the Pride Art Exhibition by Geelong illustrators that's going through the whole month of Pride until halfway through July. Tomorrow is the busiest day of Pride Month. Yes, that's right, the 1st of June. And in Ballarat, it's the Pride Month launch morning tea at the Ballarat Mechanics Institute. 4 o'clock, Ballarat Pride Yarn Bobbing Project will unfurl all of their beautiful, beautiful creations wrapped around trees. Also in Hamilton is Tash York's Happy Hour. That's from 7:30 through. There is also the Pride Gala down there at Lardner Park. Over there at Gippsland, the leather and lace theme seems to be popular again this year. Yakandanda is having an LGBTQIA plus 101 workshop, and that's happening at the Yakandanda Community Centre. On the 6th of June, there is a social cuppa and lunch for people living with HIV, LGBTIQ communities and their allies. That's at Mundy Street there. Latte with an LLO is happening courtesy of GV Pride Hub in Shepparton. That's on Maud Street, that's the 7th. And Albury Wodonga has a Pride Night as well. It is a celebration of colour, community and cinema there at Dean Street, and that's a Gateway Health project. Us, Queer Exhibition Party at 512 Elizabeth Street. How exciting is putting that on, and that's Friday the 14th. Also on the 14th is the Better Together 2024 6th National LGBTIQA Plus Conference, and that's at the GMH Football Oval. And of course, the Festival of Australian Queer Theatre will be coming to you in August 22 to 25. There we go. Well, that's what's happening around regional Victoria. Did you know that there was so much happening, darling? Well, at least she looks gorgeous, Frozen. Oh. So, this is all very exciting. So, I've got waiting for a live signal. The broadcast is waiting for a signal. It should resume shortly. That's a bit disturbing. With 8 minutes of show left. What I might do, I tell you what we might do is we'll hop into some of the things that are happening in Ballarat for Pride Month. Tomorrow in Ballarat. Now, if you're watching us and you go, I need to be somewhere that's not normally where I would be this weekend, I urge you, come up to Ballarat, come and see what we've got going up here, because it's a pretty good place. So tomorrow there is the Pride Month launch, so it's going to be a bit of a cheeky morning tea at the Humphrey Room, and that's all of these things presented by the City of Ballarat. All of these events for Pride Month is courtesy of the City of Ballarat. They've worked so very hard since putting together their LGBTIQA plus advisory group here in Ballarat, now in its 3rd year, and they've gone great guns along the way to bring all of these wonderful things, all of these events to us. How are you, darling? You back with us again? And no.
Awful. I don't know what's going on. We'll get
It's fantastic. Maybe people are ringing you up. Maybe that's what's happening. It's just people are ringing you up. So there's a Pride Month launch tomorrow from 10 till 11, and it's a morning high tea and some speeches. And of course, we've got our beautiful message from our Lord Mayor, apparently, the wonderful Des Hudson, who's a top bloke. We like the Des. What's happening in your world for Pride Month, darling?
Oh, I have got nothing going on. I'm just enjoying the Pride Month. And here we sort of celebrate Pride more in the January February part where it's our Midsummer Festival. But things here. I think I've got a little booking coming through in line, but I haven't gotten any details yet. So whatever happens, happens. I'm just excited to be part of it, really.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, well, look, for us, there was a soft launch here in Ballarat last year, just with 6 small events. But this year there is a total of 48 events right across the month of June for Pride Month. So hooray to the city Ballarat.
That's brilliant.
I know.
Yeah, going from 6 to 48. That's a lot of percentage up for.
Yeah, right. Now, darling, all things RuPaul's Drag Race, what are your best tips and tricks? If somebody's going to put their hand up for RuPaul's, what would you suggest?
Really just be yourself on camera. Have a good go at it. Don't take yourself too seriously. And make sure you go into it with the best intentions and to have fun with it. It's all it is a reality TV show where you get to play games all day and get judged by a few bitches on the panel. It's fucking great.
I'm glad we got that. That was hilarious. I'm going to create a loop for that. But it's that thing of, being on television and being, I guess, so exposed to the world at a global level and being part of something so very, very iconic as well, yeah? And I'm going to go back to Ballarat Pride Month. There it is, Ballarat Pride Month. There's chicken and champagne brunch at the Hotel Canberra. There's actually, and I found this very interesting, Online Dating 101, and that's on the 19th of June, online dating. Do you do much online dating, darling?
No, I've got a boyfriend at the moment, but the online dating scene is just it's horrible. It feels like a bomb site that you just sort of you're grappling to find someone. Try and get out of it as much as I can, really.
Oh no! Just before you cut out again, though, I was just asking about that whole thing about being on the public stage. How do you manage? How have you managed yourself to sort of keep your feet on the ground after being so globally renowned?
Really humble person, and I'm not too much of I don't think myself too grandiosely. I'm a regular human being, just like the rest of us, and I'm a local queen who had a good time on a TV show, and I've just got really good people around me to ground me and keep me sane and not get too big in my britches. Really, that's I think the key to it, and making sure you don't take yourself too seriously. I'm a human being playing dress up, and I'm trying to do the best I can with it. That's and bring people into the circle of love and light. That's basically it. Yeah.
Amazing, because I think there is great potential for all to go to people's heads, but don't you know who I think I am? So
exactly.
Yeah. The other thing about you as well, you mentioned it earlier, you actually are an amazing seamstress. Like you make all your own outfits, and everything we saw on RuPaul's Drag Race that you had on, you had made. Where did you learn that trade?
To uni for that. I went to uni for fashion design and technology at Box Hill Institute. So I got a fantastic construction and design education for fashion. So that would have been my thing. Then I worked in the couture sector for a few years after coming out of that. So I have just got a really wonderful background with that. I didn't make everything on the show, I did a majority of it, but a few other people to help me out.
Amazing.
But otherwise, a majority of it was, and of course, getting RuPaul calling me a bitch for being able to sew so well is a highlight for me. I have that. I should have that as a little ringtone or something.
Yeah, right. But you made yours, and you made everybody else's as well. I don't know how you found the time.
Yes, in episode 2, I did help a lot of people create their garments, but I did mine first. Yeah.
Wise.
It's a collection of the Avis Loren wedding couture collection.
Darling, we need to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being on the show, for making time for us. We've loved having you as a guest. Thank you for riding out through the technical issues as well.
Oh, we're still going in some degree, but thank you so much for having me on.
And thanks for being had. In the meantime, between now and next week, there will be more things happening in life, but remember, at the end of the day, be kind. See you next week.
Thanks for watching Lads TV. We'll be back same time next week. Lads TV is made possible through funding from the Community Broadcasting Foundation. I'm voiceover guy Randall Smith. See you next time.